Indeed, greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again on another video. I really do appreciate your presence. If you enjoy what it is we're doing here, consider liking the video, consider subscribing, and do leave a comment. I try and answer every single one of them. Let's melt more into being. So today's title, or at least the thing I feel I want to talk about, is, the critique, the hypercritical part of ourselves. And I'm not necessarily sure as to what it is I want to say about it, but I definitely do want to talk about it and feel what information wants to be brought up through the expression of that. Embrace yourself as a ceaseless creator and assume complete responsibility for everything that comes into your field of awareness. Embrace yourself as a ceaseless creator and assume responsibility for everything that comes into your field of awareness. Bring forth creation. And I think you would like this one especially, Aaron. Bring forth creation by joining with other minds. And I'm very happy that I actually read that one, because it's actually one of the things I've been feeling within inside of myself as something that we've been doing. This field of energy that we're creating together, this love, this expression of self, this development of this thing that we're trying to do, right? And it breaks my mind to just see how much we've already done in this expression. What are we reading? So we're not reading right now. The little booklet I read from is basically the notes I've taken from a book I'm reading, or a book series I'm reading called The Way of Mastery. And then I'll listen to it, and when something profound is said that really resonates with my soul, I usually just write it down and make sure that I remember it. And I feel like it was something I had like in a meditation vision almost. I just saw myself starting these streams of something worth saying, because what I was thinking about is actually the YouTube videos. So as some of you might know, I post all of these streams to YouTube as well, to our friends that might miss it. And I know I can see the statistics of how long people watch, and when new watchers come in and watch the videos, they usually click off quite early. And I'm completely okay with that, as long as I could have at least made them feel something. That is what's worth the most. And while I was thinking about this, I just had this feeling rise up within me, telling me that if someone is only going to be here for, let's say, a minute and a half, I need to make that minute and a half count enough for them to be able to take something away from the YouTube video or the stream, regardless of how long they actually watched. So I just had this intuitive, almost sense telling me, you know what, you should say something worth saying. And by doing that, you're kind of just giving someone something. I feel we definitely have this part of inside of ourselves, this hypercritical part that is, constantly judging us, constantly telling us we're not good enough, constantly telling us this, that, and the other, making us doubt ourselves at the end of the day as well. And we have to take steps. We do have to take steps to make sure that this part of ourselves doesn't become the part that we serve. Hey Meltmore, how are you doing today? I'm doing really well, Justin. It was really a shame missing you yesterday, but I'm happy that you're here today. How have you been? I think it's great. It's the hook to keep them watching. Yeah, it's not necessarily a hook, but you could see it as something like that as well. Hey, we have Jesse. Hey Jesse, I'm happy to see you again as well, my friend. We haven't seen you in a very long time, or I guess good afternoon. Well, it's morning for you, so you can say good morning to me. I'll say good morning to you back. I hope that you're well, Jesse. How's your studying going? And we have Jovan here as well. Aaron, Justin, Jovan, Jesse. We have a lot of J's, actually, now that I think about it. Hey, we have Infinite Tech here as well, my friend. Welcome. It is a beautiful day. And today I wanted to almost honor this tree behind me as well. It's such a beautiful tree to me, and part of it died during the frost. I don't actually think you can see the part of it that died. So this part of it, is it that part of it? No, it's the other part of it. So here are a bunch of dead branches, and regardless of these dead branches, this tree is still so beautiful, and it brings me so much feeling just watching it, looking at it. Hey, we have hairy literature and tactful chemist as well. Hello, my friends. Good morning to you. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're healthy. The thing I want to talk about today, and I feel like I'm stopping myself a little bit from really just jumping into the things I feel I'm supposed to be saying about it, is this judgeful, and maybe that is actually the judgmental part inside of myself, or the critic within inside of myself, criticizing the things that I don't know what I want to talk about, right? Because at the end of the day, I feel like I've been doing a lot of studying and a lot of mindful work for these streams to be able to have something to share that I feel is of value. And today specifically, like very early in the day, I definitely felt a calling to talking about the critic within inside of ourselves. I feel we all do have these critics inside of ourselves, and these critics that we basically have is, I believe at least, in part because of the way that we were raised, because of the things that we experienced as children, because of the way that we basically perceive the world. And the things that I believe we were lacking in our childhood selves is also something that kind of permeates through to our adult selves as well. And like at the end of the day, this critic within inside of ourselves is supposed to be something that is good, something that is supposed to be helpful, something that shows you, when you're going wrong. But I think the problem that people take for themselves is that critic is them as well. And I think it comes back to the whole, us not being our thoughts. Because what I'm thinking about while I'm just like going through these processes inside of myself, I personally have an extremely strict, if you could call it that, critic of inside of myself, to the point where I'll literally talk myself into a depressive state because of the things I tell myself, because of the things I make myself believe about myself. And at the end of the day, the problem with that and the reason that happens to me is because I become identified with these thoughts. It's not so much, and I literally felt myself doing that while I was walking towards the stream today, or setting up my stream today. And when I recognized that, critic, telling me something like, who cares, yada yada yada, as our critics do sometimes, I was like, no, no, stop it. You don't know what you're talking about, critic. Okay, I'm kind of thirsty, so I want to take a sip of water. But before I do, I want to set an intention for why it is I'm drinking water today. And so, like, the first thing that came into my mind was, let's drown the critic within inside of us. But I also don't want to kill any part of myself. I feel maybe reorder parts of ourselves, because that is also something me and Aaron had a chat about yesterday, is how a lot of people on the spiritual journey basically pursue this killing of the ego, right? This complete disillusion of the ego in order to reach what they believe is going to be their enlightenment. And how I've been thinking about it, or feeling about it at least, is the fact that it doesn't necessarily have to be something that gets killed, something that gets completely abolished from our lives. We can kind of see our egos and utilize our egos as tools in this life. And I think what's very important for me, at least, to realize is that the critic within inside of myself can also be used as a tool. Even though, like, at the moment, it's been like one of those tools that don't work properly and kind of just gives you gives you scars every time you touch it. Have I set an intention for why I'm drinking water? I feel like I did, but I feel like it wasn't intentional enough. My intention is to melt away any of the attachments I have to the critical part of myself. Yeah, I feel that is good. I do want to check something though, because it's going to bother my field of consciousness if I don't. I don't know if I have enough footage space on my phone. It should be fine. It should be fine. It's been going for 10 minutes, going strong, it's working. I'm just going to release any worries I have. Like, what it happens sometimes, if I have like at least 2 of the streams on my phone prior to wanting to record another stream, It will just kind of stop, and I don't want that to happen. I've missed some comments. What a beautiful day it really is. What a show off. You should be an actor. I've actually thought about that, my friend. It is something that in one part of my life I really thought I would have a proficiency in, if you will. I do believe that I can be quite dramatic in some ways, and I think for a very long time, especially in my youth, I was a little bit of a drama queen. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe, friend. Maybe. Who knows what the infinite world, the infinite possibilities of our life is going to hold. Maybe one day I'll have a role as what would I want a role as? That's the question as well. I think one of the roles I look up to the most is the role of the Joker, but I feel more so specifically because of like Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker. Like his Joker, to me at least, was something so intriguing, very intriguing. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Like, he really kept your attention with his portrayal of the Joker, terrifying as it may be. So who knows? Who knows? Connection through society and negative projections make us want to conform and feel accepted from others, but there is never any need for external validation. You're very right, Infinitech, and I agree completely with that as well. And I feel a big reason why our critics are the way that they are is actually because of that conditioning, if you will. We were basically conditioned to feel the things we feel about ourselves by our societal beliefs, by the way our parents raised us, by the things we got taught at school, by the things we consumed, be it entertainment, be it music, be it, just watching our parents. It kind of formed the people that we are today and the way that we think about ourselves today. But I think what's important again to realize is that these things are almost formed behaviors. The very judgmental, critical side of yourself that you have with inside of yourself is basically there because of your almost defense mechanisms as a child. You had to survive. That was your first and initial role as a human being, like survive, get to the point where you can feed yourself. And as we go through this development stage, we kind of have things happen to us, like most of them out of our power. Some of them can be very traumatic, and it changes us. I think it does change us. It gives us a whole new perspective on the things that we do to ourselves and for ourselves, and the way that we talk to ourselves as well. Like, if certain things happen in our lives, we're basically going to be prone to having resistance towards those things in our life in our later age, where because of the things that happen to us, we have, for example, these barriers. And I think what is also very strange to me about growing up and knowing the things that I've been through and the things that I had to basically come to terms with inside of myself, before it drove me towards repeating that behavior, because I feel that is also something that is very prone to happening. Is we get hurt by something, and then we internalize that pain. We don't allow ourselves to fully experience it, and then we also have this critical voice within inside of ourselves that sometimes tell us that the reason these things happen to us, or the reason we feel the way that we're feeling, is because of some inadequacy, some of something of us not being worthy, some feeling of us deserving sometimes as well to have that traumatic experience, to have the things happen to us that sometimes do happen to us. And it becomes a very convincing voice of inside of ourselves, because the thing that the critical part of inside of ourselves also does is it kind of plays on our beliefs, on our sometimes wrong beliefs. We'll believe, for instance, that we're unworthy, and then it will almost like hammer on that. It'll be like, oh wait, you think you're unworthy? Now I'm going to like ride that horse, and it keeps hitting that horse, riding it and riding it. And it is us at the end of the day that gives that voice power as well, because it's not us. And it's also something that trips me out, how we have these multiple perspectives, multiple personalities, multiple different, I don't exactly know what you're supposed to call it, but we have literally almost these beings within inside of us. And one of the words that I've basically prescribed, if you will, to this, critical voice is also something called resistance. Because that critical voice is also the thing that creates resistance within us when we're pursuing something new, when we want to do something with our lives, when we want to choose a direction for ourselves. It's going to be the first thing that jumps on the bandwagon to tell us again that we are unworthy. It's going to be the first thing that wants us, to stop doing that. If you're going to start exercising, it's going to tell you, oh, why are you exercising? What's the point? You're going to die anyway, yada, yada, yada. And that's that negative part of inside of ourselves that it knows exactly what to say as well. And it's not us. It's not us. So then you can extrapolate even further and then think about your positive thoughts about the one part of yourself that does actually want to praise itself, want to, embrace the beauty that life has to give. And we want to almost completely associate, okay, no, that's me. That's the person I want to be. I want to be this, positive, striving, encouraging person. And because we have this want, again, not this need, this want to be something other than we are, we're running away from those critical parts of ourselves as well. And how I've almost at least taught myself how to use that critical part of myself and even the positive parts of myself is to still realize that those thoughts, those things aren't me, and I don't need to practice them. The whole Buddhist teaching of emptiness or spaciousness, or the teaching of I need do nothing. Like at the end of the day, that feeling of spaciousness is the complete realization that there is nothing for you to do. Like we have, and this might sound a little bit nihilistic, but just bear with me. If you think about the way that we humans rush to get things done, right? Let's say, let's make a very arbitrary example, and I don't mean to offend anyone that is here right now who could possibly go through that exact circumstance. Let's say you work in an office, you have a very strict boss, you have to give in a report. This report requires you to get a lot of data from your company and basically compile that data into something that you can present to your executives that will give it information about how the company is performing. Now you're stressed for your entire week because one, you have this future date in which you have to give this presentation of all of the information that you now have gathered, which means that one, you're going to have to make sure all of the data that you gather is actually, sound and that you can present it to your superiors, and you're going to have to actually go and do that. So during this whole process, you're rushing and you're killing yourself. You're not talking to your significant other as much as you used to do. You're not spending as much time with your kids. You're not calling your friends. You're not talking to your mom and your dad because you're busy. And that is completely okay because you need to be busy. And you understand that mindset of I need to get this thing done. So you stress yourself out for the entire week, collecting all of this data, rushing, neglecting the ones you love, and hurting yourself as well in the process of doing all of this just to get this thing done, right? Because you have to get this thing done. So you get this thing done, you give your presentation, the superiors appreciate the work that you've put in, and then it is over, right? Now, let's fast forward 500 million years. Planet Earth or humanity has long since transcended possibly the need for physical, biological bodies. And the company that you were working for has long been either destroyed or absorbed or played bankrupt. Now, think again in the context of what you went through in that single week of your life. Because that week was a moment in your life as well, in the grand scheme of things, right? So was that moment something that actually benefited your soul on the grand scheme of things? And did that You know, a week of stress, week of hard work, week of neglecting your kids, week of neglecting your significant other, week of neglecting your friends and your family, just to get this thing done, this report that you needed to give at work, to get it done and to be satisfied that it is done. How much impact, how much influence do you think that week of turmoil that you put yourself through is going to have on the grand scheme of the universe? In my opinion, and again, I don't mean to be nihilistic, I don't think it will have that big of an impact. But, and I'm not saying quit your job and never do your job again and just spend time with your loved ones. Like, that is not realistic, and it would be naive to suggest that as well. But the point I'm trying to make is like, understand how important this space is, this time is, with our friends, with our loved ones, and to not be so caught up in this moment, because you need do nothing at the end of the day. If you don't eat right now and you don't drink water and you stay exactly where you are, you're still going to live a full life. Think about it. Because you're going to live out your life, and when you perish, you're going to lose that single moment that you have right now. And yet we're squandering it. We're wasting the single moment all the time. Rushing, moving towards this thing, being pushed by our critical selves, telling us you're not doing enough, you're not working hard enough, you're not good enough, this, that, and the other. And in this process of almost trying to satisfy this critical selves of ourselves, trying to just, for a second keep it silent, we're constantly just, pushing ourselves towards this goal that doesn't exist. It doesn't, there's no point in our lives that we're going to reach and we're going to be like, oh, okay, finally I'm here. Now I get to be at peace. Now I get to be happy. Now I get to live lovingly. And it's so difficult for us humans to actually grasp that. Even while I'm saying it, I feel like I understand what I'm trying to say, but I still don't feel I understand what it is I'm meaning. Because even in myself, I am a goal-oriented person. I have these ambitions for my life. But I'm trying to become more and more aware that those ambitions, those goals, and I'm getting emotional just talking about it, they're not me. They're not me. They're not any of us. We don't have to create so much turmoil within inside of ourselves to reach these points that we think is going to bring us happiness, that we think is going to finally solve our problems. Because at the end of the day, our problems are already solved, my friends. Like, sure, we can have financial trouble. I know. We can have physical troubles. We can have, health-wise troubles. We can have family troubles. We can have all of these troubles that can create turmoil within ourselves in this moment right now, because we feel somehow, somewhere, there is a lack. Be it lack in finances, be it lack in the security of the relationship, be it the lack of love in relationships. But there is no lack, my friends. There is only the connection that we have with Source. And by realizing that we are whole, we are one, we are experiencing this field of energy that is so far beyond our, stupid monkey brains, we're going to, I hope at least, move into a way of living that acknowledges our impermanence, acknowledges the life that we get to live, and doesn't, give as much claim to the critical sides of ourselves. Because the thing is as well, the critical side of ourselves is a constant judge. It constantly judges ourselves and the ones around us. And as we've talked about on these streams, I believe judgment is the complete separation from God. You can't judge another being and still love them at the same time, because those two energy fields are on opposite sides of the spectrum. You can either love and forgive someone, or you can hate, fear, and judge them. Like that's your options, and we have to choose. We do have to choose, and it counts for ourselves as well. We are our own biggest critic. When I know I'm being too hard on myself, I try to think how I'd handle my friend if they were me. That is a beautiful way to think about it. It really is, Jesse. And it kind of makes me think about, I think, Jordan Peterson's lesson about your you're taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself like you're taking care of someone else. Because at the end of the day, when we're taking care of someone else, we're very vigilant. We make sure they take their medicines. We make sure they have something to eat. We make sure that they're staying warm or having their, fever being kept in check. We're very vigilant when we're taking care of someone else. But when it comes to ourselves, we neglect taking our medicine. We neglect staying warm. We neglect eating a decent meal. We neglect taking care of ourselves. And why? Why do we do that to ourselves? Is it the critic telling us that we're not deserving of being taken care of? Or is it an illusion as well? Or is it a disconnection with the self? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it's our self-destructive nature as human beings. Maybe that is exactly why we need other people as well. Yeah. So that we may share in that love. If we can't love ourselves quite as much as we need to, maybe we can love each other enough to make up for it. And I'm not saying we should rely on each other's love, right? But I am saying that we have the capacity to love each other so much that we learn to love ourselves as well. To actually accept loving ourselves as well. Because I feel that is something we have to do. Sometimes we don't want to accept even the love we have for ourselves. We are judgmental of the love we have for ourselves. We're like, oh, this is something that's vain, or something that is, worldly, or something that is whatever word you want to attach to it. Like, we refuse. Like, no, I'm not gonna love myself. I'll love everyone else, but I won't love myself. The critic? Is it the critic? I'm not sure. I am not sure, because maybe it is. Ah, man, it's good to know nothing. Nicely put. It really was nicely put, I agree. Drown it with love, brother. Nothing worth keeping will die. Exactly. You're so right, Aaron. It is a great day when I catch your streams. It's a great day to have you catch the streams. Northern Lola. Lol. Yeah. And thank you for the silver tactful. Oh, that's a pretty tree. It really is. I don't know what tree it is, though. But it is a pretty one. Yeah, you got a great picture of the tree today. Love you, Jovan. I love you as well, Ryan. I'm happy that you're here, my friend. I wanted to be an actor as well, Melt. I'm really good at playing and acting. I think you would be, actually. I can see you as an actor as well, Ryan. Who knows, my friend? Maybe someday someone is like, you know what? How about you come on and, act as a part-timer, and then someone sees you as that part-timer, and you're like, man, I need to have this guy on as a main role. And then suddenly you become a world star actor, Ryan. Huh? Actual possibilities. And with that imagination, it is real. Right? Like, just stay with me for a second. Nothing that we can imagine isn't real. Because if you believe that you've imagined something, and you can imagine the most ridiculous thing possible, a green unicorn with blue stripes riding a tricycle upside down with an earth that is spinning the opposite way and is going vertically around its star with all of the other stars, going horizontally. Like, that exists now, because it would be naive for me to believe that I can think of something that God hasn't thought of, right? So you're somewhere in this infinite universe that we have. You're a world-renowned actor, Ryan, and it is real, and it exists, my friend. We have Dan here as well. I've been thinking about you, Dan. Like, it's been... How long has it been? I think 3 days since we've seen you. It's nice to have you, my friend. I hope that you're well. How have you been feeling? Self-loathing leads to self-harm. Choose love. Absolutely, absolutely, Aaron. I can't agree more. Inner saboteur is what I call it. It takes practice to overcome them. It does. It does. And I think maybe it's also a part of the process. Maybe it's a part of the things that we're here to actually learn. And if it wasn't difficult, then we wouldn't be challenged. And I think in a lot of ways, we humans really enjoy a challenge. I call it the shadow figure. Ooh. Ooh. So, resistance, inner saboteur, and the shadow figure. It sounds like the villains of a very scary movie. Would they be working together? Or would they have their own agendas? The saboteur, I feel the inner saboteur is very meticulous and executing in his ways. I feel the shadow figure is very ominous and doesn't actually show himself but still manipulates. And the resistance is like this big wall that keeps building itself in front of you that makes it look like it's impossible to climb, but actually you're just supposed to walk around it. Or maybe I'm just being way too imaginative and it's just words. It's basically compulsive thought. Yeah, a lot of it is. Hey Dan, yes Aaron, love is choice and self-love begins with that awareness. It really does. Holy crap, it's me. Like this is my job. Oh, you mean like that was literally you, my friend? Goodness, I hope I didn't offend you or poke at anything that was hurtful. As I said, it was just an immediate example, and I hope at least that in that example you understood. At least I'm still trying to understand the lesson that I feel is captured in it. Just loving the people that we have in our lives right now, I think, is the most important practice that we can actually participate in. Hey, we have Rena here. Came here to take a pause in my shadow work. Glad to be back here and feel the brightness. Is happy to feel you as well, Rena. I'm happy that you're here, my friend. Yasquing, thank you for the Yasquing, Yash. I appreciate it. Hope everyone is as well as well. We are well. Hey, we have Lane here as well. Lane, plan on listening to your album soon. I also finished listening to it, Lane. Yeah, man, your album makes me feel things, dude. And like I was listening through the entire thing and like waiting for the song called Synchronicity, because I think you called the entire album Synchronicity if I don't have it wrong. And then I reached the track that is actually called, what is it called? Something, and then in brackets Synchronicity. I've spaced out. I'm sorry, Lane. And then yeah, I like noticed the timestamp was 3 minutes and 33 seconds. And it was just, yeah, perfectly synchronized. I really enjoyed it. Oh, thank you. There we go. We are here, Melt. It's okay to cry. I cried a lot this morning. I cry all the time, Ryan. I'm not shy to cry. Hey, that rhymes. I'm not shy to cry. I'm completely okay with it as well. I feel if I was going to cry, I would have. But I feel it's okay. I feel like the thing I wanted to say made me emotional, but not emotional enough for me to shed tears, if that makes any sense. Happy to see you, Arena. I think when it comes down to that, and able to experience happiness, we should learn to excessively prioritize the experience we allow in our consciousness. Hey, Lane and Yash and my friends, I've missed them as well. And I agree completely with you, Jovan. And again, with you using the word allow, because we don't allow ourselves sometimes the fullness of our consciousness, the fullness of our experience, the awareness that we are the ones, in control of that experience as well. And yeah, it's just the mindset. You can probably hear the tractor. It's loud as hell. I am melting away. My ultra critical self, and leaving the shiny pebble or gold orb, little sphere of light that is in the center of me. There is no lack, there is only the connection we have with Source. Preach, brother. Exactly, Aaron. Exactly. And sometimes it's difficult to come into that connection, that realization with that Source, with that knowing that we are whole. Again, that critical part of ourselves doesn't want us to believe. And this is also something that me and Aaron had a chat about yesterday. Is our ego's ability and almost need to facilitate its own existence. It's going to continue telling you things. And I feel maybe the critical part of ourselves and our egos almost go hand in hand. They're like, buddies. Like your ego is the part of yourself that you tell yourself is positive, and then at the back of your ego you have that critical side of yourself. But they're like this one duality being, constantly playing with your mind to keep it in power. When all you have to do is realize that you're not this dual being completely being torn apart constantly. You're the one watching and just like seeing it. I'm like, neat. I wonder why they're doing that again today. A way of living that appreciates the individual in everyone. Yes, exactly, Justin. Recognizing, looking into someone's eyes and at their face and seeing the face of God. Seeing them as a beautifully divine individual expression of source, of God, of love, of light, and appreciating them for being that creator, for being that gift to you in that moment, and you being a gift to them in that moment. It is a powerful way of living, my friend. Hello there, Jovan. Wise words you said there. Jovan is a wise lady. She really is. And thank you for the timeless beauty. Yash, I appreciate you, my friend. On PC, didn't know how to do emojis. You can do emojis by pressing home, like the home key and the period key as well together. I think it's going to bring up a little like emoji box for you if you want to send any, Justin. Interesting. You're talking about this today. I'm struggling with just this, not loving myself and feeling as though my life is very problematic. Maybe I felt that, Lane. No, I can't take any responsibility or any claim, but I feel, again, as yesterday, we are all interconnected, and the things that we're talking about on these streams is not something that is, for me to keep or to hold on to. But I feel the more I allow myself to learn, and in turn allowing myself to teach, the more I will be allowed to learn and be allowed to teach. So as we go through this process, and I've I've been taught so much by you friends in these comment section, just by the things that we choose to say. What you choose to create is going to facilitate what I get to create, if that makes any sense. Because, for example, this is okay, and I'm going to mention something, even though I feel like the thing I want to say is me judging myself or being critical of myself. Just bear with me and try and feel why I'm saying the thing I'm saying. I don't particularly enjoy compliments. And I know I'm not supposed to not enjoy compliments, which, like, it's a compliment at the end of the day, someone extending themselves out of love. But I feel a compliment, to me at least, on these streams is something that I have to, instead of taking my focus, and giving it to all of you and giving it to all of this, I have to shift that lens of focus and come back to myself and come back to the realization of myself by, if someone says, I like your hair, for example, then I'm like, oh yeah, I have hair. And then I'm thinking about the hair I have, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I have hair. Or someone says, I like your shirt, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm wearing a shirt, I remember now. And that doesn't leave a lot of room for me to create, because I can say thank you, and I always am thankful for the compliment, but the compliment is not what the energy field I want to be practicing. It's not the creation I am here to give. And like at the end of the day, I love giving compliments as well. And if I ever see any of you friends in person, you can guarantee I'm gonna give you a compliment. But I feel a compliment is something that, and this is like my opinion on compliments, and this is probably my own insecurity speaking as well, of not wanting to put myself on a pedestal, not wanting to be seen as something worth praising. And I know I do know, friends. I know we should accept love. Man, I'm just like feeling a lot of things now going into the trip of creation. Because that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to create lovingly. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity that you friends give me every single day to do that. Mm. We love you, Lane. Love yourself. In doing that, you will benefit the whole. Yes. Yes, we do love you, Lane. We love you so much. Send me a message, Lane, if you want to chat privately about what you're going through. I am trying, my friend. Thank you, Lurking. I don't think I've caught your name. Aaron. Yeah, there we go. His name is Aaron, I think, Lane. Lane, your light and love, we all enjoy seeing. You're amazing, Lane. I hope you. I love you, brother, and sending you a Montana hug. I appreciate it, right? Oh, I try and remember, Aaron. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. We do love you so much, Lane. Like you're so appreciated, my friend, and like this is just the start of our journey as well. Just imagine where we're gonna go. Woo! We're gonna see this entire planet. Walk every bit of it. Dum 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 dum. We need Ryan, Justin, and Melt to make a movie, and one play the Shadow Figure, one play the Inner Saboteur, and one Resistance. All become famous actors. I see it happening. Yeah, Jesse, there we go. I love that actually. Mm, man, now I'm imagining Justin in like super dark mascara, and I imagine him like with a black kind of cape, being the shadow figure, not wanting to be seen, wanting to be super gloomy. And I see the like resistance as this, bulking kind of, intimidating type of, towers over you figure. And I see the saboteur as this almost conniving type of being with a big smile on his face, going about being all saboteuring, if you will. Mm. It's called Talentless. There we go. Yeah, that's why I didn't remember it, because I didn't agree with that. Yeah. Probably my least favorite track, and the one I put the most amount of work into. You see, maybe did you have the name picked before you started writing it, the Talentless name? Because it's not something I agree with. For you to be doing what it is you're doing right now, Lane, like I wouldn't be able to do that, and that is talent that you have innately, my friend. It's something that is given to you, and you can now take that energy and go and create further into this world. I want you to know that you can personal message me anytime you're feeling like this, because I enjoy your energy here every time I see you. Me too, me too. Love it. Not a not a very good actor though. You don't have to be a good actor with your role though, Justin. You can just be gloomy, stand in the corner, looking with a scowl, or even a pipe in the mouth. We can make it happen. Well, Justin could just run the cameras. There we go. What's the magic behind 333? I know you meditate for 33 minutes as well. So the number 3 is the divine masculine number, at least in my opinion. So divine masculine is expressing your true masculine self in exactly the way that you're basically equipped to express yourself. I believe we're all given this divinity, and in this divinity that we're given, we get to utilize more or less of that divinity. If you want to live, with your eyes closed, going through this life only chasing money, women, and power, then that is going to be your divine choice to do just that. But you still get to choose divinely as well. So when I say money, power, or women, I don't mean, to objectify women. I mean because I'm a masculine and I am sexually attracted to women, that would be the poison that I go for if I went into that field of energy. And basically how I think about it is living in your lower chakras. So money is the security that we need, right? People think as soon as I'm secure, then I'm going to be happy. But that is like a root chakra mindset. And all you really need to do to get your root chakra all activated is sit on the ground and actually just focus on being grounded. Focusing on the realization that you're safe, that you're secure, that you don't have to be anywhere, that you're exactly where you need to be right here in this moment. Then sex, let me just call it sex. Sex is the next energy field. It's the orange one. It's the one that we participate in after we've felt secure. Like, you're not going to, stop to have intercourse while you're being chased by wild dogs, for example, because you're not secure in the first place to almost move into that energy field. Then, after people have satisfied their sexual needs, they move into power. And that is the willpower that we have inside of ourselves. But when that is something that's unbalanced, we basically project into the world our need to control the world and our need to have power in this world and power over other people. And these are basically the three different chakras that we have. And our chakras inherently aren't evil. But if they're misaligned, we can do things in our lives that are not going to benefit our higher self. So I believe that at least the first step into divinity is when you move past these chakras and you move into your heart. Moving into your heart is basically the first step into realizing the amount of love that we have to give to each other. Realizing our empathy, realizing our compassion, realizing our true innate ability to love each other. And then once you come to that realization, you allow yourself or that energy to move up into your throat chakra. It allows you to comprehend better. It allows you to articulate better, express yourself and your ideas better, absorb others and ideas better as well. And then when you have basically mastered that field of energy, then you move it up to your third eye, intuition, traveling astrally, coming to profound realizations, basically energy. And I feel the third eye is almost something that could be a little bit personal. I wanted to say selfish, but I think personal is the better word. And then once you have mastered that personal energy, it kind of goes into the unity, and that is your crown chakra. So this big flower, imagine it as this big flower on top of your head that is just blooming towards all of existence. So I believe the more divinely we live, the closer we live towards that unity consciousness as well, and to realizing our oneness with all that is. What a rant! Oh my! Fortunately, Rena, you told me that you appreciate the rants, so I'm gonna put it on you. Mm. That's just the Shadow Man talking. Justin, you are anything you want to be. Yeah, there we go. Jesse preaching. I just looked outside and it's snowing here in Montana right now. Again, shouldn't the snow be stopping by now? Or is it just me, my tripping out? I feel like the snow should be coming to a stop soon, at least. Mm. Good day, friend. Hey, management Annie. I hope that you're well, my friend. I completely agree. The ego that lifts up or tears down is one and the same, always seeking to return your attention towards ego and live in service to ego. Yes. Preach, Aaron. Very, very, very true, my friend. And that is what it is. It is basically this incessant need to bring us back to our smallness. Oh no, oh, I'm so small. Oh man, my car broke down. Oh, I don't have money. Oh, no. Separation. You are infinite, my friend. If you die right now, your soul is going to have another infinite experience. And this is a temporary learning device. And all that we can really do is learn as much as we possibly can right now, right here. And we should not let our egos get in the way of that. Day 95! Yeah! On B, it's day 95. Oh, it trips me out. You're so humble, Mel. No, my friend. You see, I want to be humble about you calling me humble as well. I feel true humility comes from recognizing that I'm not anything special. We're all divine integral parts to God's creation. And realizing that God created us all equally in His image is, I feel, it's something that's so empowering in its ability to humble us and to see each other as friends, true, genuine friends that we can walk this path with and not be above or below, being with actually being with, my friend. And I love you, Aunt B. I love you so much. I actually sent through that little questionnaire that you asked me to complete, but I'm not sure what to do with the information that I got. Would you be willing to help me? I'm not sure if you already helped me on the Discord. I will check afterwards. It's the same way Melt with compliment. I'm the same way Melt with compliments. It's time taken to actually receive compliments. I'm not a prideful person, but if someone has taken the energy to give it, then it's very important to be thankful and to accept it. Yeah. You're schooling me right now, Justin. You're so right, my friend. That's what's most important. To, again, respect that energy that is given. And I do. I always will. I always will. Edmund! Yay! I'm glad you're here, my friend. You're not late. You're here exactly when you're supposed to be. Mm. I'm switching between you and Positive TK's stream. He said he was interested in joining our podcast. That sounds sick. That sounds really sick. So, maybe. Ooh, okay, so because I already extended the invitation to Aaron as well, but I extended the invitation to him for next week Thursday because I already extended the invitation to you, Infinitech. But now, since you just mentioned that, I'm kind of realizing that we don't necessarily just have to have a certain amount of people on the podcast at the same time. Like, we don't exactly want to have 50 people in the podcast, but 5. Maybe I would be down. I'll send Positive TK a direct message as well. Actually, I'm feeling very similar to compliments. I'm not one for a lot of attention. Ironically, yeah, it is kind of ironic. You want to become a metal artist, you're going to get some attention, Lane. You're gonna have to learn to accept it as well. Just like we all have to do, I guess, at the end of the day. Yep, accepting compliments is always awkward and weird, and there's this inner resistance to accept it. I know, my friends. And again, I think it kind of ties into today's message again with that whole critical part of inside of ourselves, because it's that critical part of inside of ourselves that stops us from accepting that compliment as well. Because, and I literally saw it happening with inside of myself. Aunt B said, "Oh, Mel, you're humble," and then like the critical part of myself is like, no, you're not humble. Meh, 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 meh. And then I started saying things, reflecting, off of that mindset. And it's freaking stop resisting compliments, stop resisting love. Accept it. Accept everything. Push away nothing. Yes, accept everything and push away nothing, my friend. The second invitation. I just have to remember it. Accept everything and push away nothing. Then you just said it. Even compliments. The judgment I heard from you is that you should enjoy receiving compliments. Literally, Aaron. Yeah. So what happened now was the reverse. Like, you've already said something, and then I kind of worked my way into realizing that, and then I read your comment. Thank you for the synchronicity, my friend. Ever seen the Shadow film from the 90s? Shadow Figure. Isn't that the Shadow film, the movie about the vampires? I'm not sure if it's the same one now that I'm thinking about, but I can't say that I have with 100% certainty. I'll message you on Discord. Please do, Aaron. Please do. Aaron, you are very wise with everything you say, to the point I write it down in my notebook. Aaron is very wise. Very, very, very wise, Ryan. Like, me and Aaron we've had 2 calls, 2 like 1-hour chats, and yeah, I've already learned a lot from him as well, and I'm so appreciative of that. Hey, Lazy B, hello to you as well, my friend. I'm happy that you're here. No, my name originally was going to be Outro Synchronicity. I changed it once I finished. No, Lane! No, the resistance! You're not talentless, my friend. Know that is a lie, if anything. Hello, beautiful friends. Haven't been here in way too long. Yeah, I've noticed that you've been missing Huey. I'm happy that you're here again, my friend. Aaron, I await the conversation that ensues. You're going to be schooled, Lane, believe. Aaron has a lot of wise things to say. I'm sure that he will provide that thing, that love, that space for you to express yourself as well. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you're doing well as well, Kiwi. I have some exciting news. After a really great phone interview last Thursday, I now have a second interview for an interesting company I'm hoping to work for. Woo woo! I'm happy to hear that, Dan. So, is this company that you're going to go and work for the same one that your friend is working at, or is it a new one? I'm kind of curious. That's awesome, Dan. Yes, I'm excited for Dan. Yeah, we all are. Dan, we love you, my friend. We love you so much. I'd love to join the film. My shadow self is the trickster or coyote. My shadow self is also the trickster, actually, Aaron. But I call him the jester, not so much the trickster. And it's actually something I've been thinking about. So, by the way, friends, I'm gonna tell you my name on day 100. I have come to the conclusion that is what I want to do. But I also want to tell you about what I want to do for the October, Halloween stream. I was feeling like actually dressing up for Halloween because I've never dressed up for Halloween, and I felt like it could be appropriate. Tell me how you feel about that, actually, friend. Yes, Dan, great job celebrating you today. Yes, we're all celebrating you, Dan, and thank you so much for sharing with us, my friend. I'm imagining you with a big smile on your face, going into that interview, being seen for your radiant being, and then being like, yeah, you know what? Like, we kind of called you in for the second interview just to tell you, basically, that you have the job. This would be a great film. I'm looking forward to it, indeed. There we go. Hey, Lee, another gifted day of life, and I get to spread some of it with you beautiful people. Grateful for you all. I'm grateful for you as well, Lee. Thank you for being here with us, my friend. Then it's awesome, it really is. I tempted to write a screenplay on this idea for real. I'm tempted to write a screenplay. One main character can fight all these conduits of self-doubt and come out the other side, loving themselves. Ooh, Jesse, I really like that. I really, 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 really like that. But no pressure. No pressure. But do it, Jesse. Thank you for sharing such an important message, sir. Thank you for being here with me, Aunt B. Like, this message, I would be teaching it to the birds if it wasn't for you, so you're the ones that I have to be thankful for. Hey, Serenity, Lee, you're right. You're very right, Justin. You're very right. The snow should be done, but living in the Rocky Mountains during the springtime, it can still snow. Literally in Montana, where I am, there are only 4 months of good weather. I remember you telling me that, actually. I do remember you telling me that. Oh, well, I guess you get to, dress warm for most of the year. That is not bad. Where are you from? This is my first time seeing you. I'm living in South Africa, my friend. It's interesting. We haven't actually had that question in a while. I feel like at least Reddit, at least the people that watch the RPAN streams are starting to recognize, fortunately. They know. They know. And I think there's one other South African streamer on Reddit as well. I'm looking forward to actually seeing his stream or her stream because I don't know who it is. More braai, less introspection. No, my friend. Introspection is exactly what this stream is about. Very, very, very important to introspect constantly. Introspect, and then the thing that I take out of this introspection, I open up, and then I introspect that, and I take something out, and I open. Never stop, my friend. Never stop asking the true questions. Accepting nothing, questioning everything, and allowing ourselves to keep what is true. I need to get with everyone to share information about what to do or how to balance and embrace our dosha. Please do. Please, 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 please do, Aunt B. I would love to know more. More the merrier. Yes, indeed. I get way awkward with compliments, but man, I love giving them. But when I worry about being overly abrasive, same, Javon. But I've kind of accepted the abrasive nature of my personality. Yeah, I think we should. Let's embrace it, Javon. Give compliments regardless. For myself, I feel like I'm not good enough for the compliments when they get said to me, but that's my depression. Same, my friend. I think we can call it whatever you want to. For me, now I'm realizing it's the critical part of myself that doesn't want to accept those compliments, but we have it inside of ourselves, my friends, but it's not true. It's not us. Dude, Jovan, I can totally relate, especially in high school. People get weirded out, so I compliment with my mind waves. telepathy. So, like Lane, you're actually onto something, dude. You're kind of onto something. We do have the capacity, because at the end of the day, the energy that you're sending someone by giving them a compliment, you're still going to send them regardless if you're going to go directly up to them and give them a compliment, or, give it to them, as you said, telepathically. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that is different there is you're going to be giving their ego the compliment instead of just sending their being that energy of the compliment. So, more power to you, Lane. I'm sending you compliments telepathically right now. Yep, they just hit you. I hope that you feel that. Hey Mel, hey Luke, love your words. My mom was awestruck when you said hello Luke's mother on Saturday. Hello Luke's mom again, if she's here. I love you, my friends. Thank you for being here right now. So what's the point of this? Like, what's the discussion about? Kind of hard to figure out, jumping in on day 95. So if you're really, really, really curious, my friend, and you have like, about 100 hours or so to sink into, some YouTube videos. All of these streams are recorded and posted to YouTube. Talking about, I want to check if my phone is still recording. It is. Yes. So all of these videos are recorded and posted to YouTube. And it's basically just been a process, my friend. A process of us coming to realize that love is the truth, and it's the only truth at our cores that is worth truly exploring. And we're going to melt away everything that hinders us from our expression of love, from our experience of love, and from our separation, or melt away our separation from each other. So that is the point of these streams, my friend. I hope that you will join us, going forward. There's no set day that you have to get in. What's most important is that we are in this space together every single day, or whenever you want to be, as long as you know that you are loved, loving, lovable, and just for Lane, worthy of love forever and always. She thinks you are divinely inspired. We're all divinely inspired, my friend. The same power we have to criticize ourselves, we also have to, build each other up. Like, you're utilizing the same energy field. The ego has access to the infinite source of creation that the you inside of that ego also has. Cheers to that, my friend. No, different company. Okay, thank you for telling me, actually, Lane. I appreciate it. I need to learn how to embrace compliments as well. I'm happy that we're all trying to learn together. Accepting everything, pushing away nothing, my friends. We just chat about whatever comes up. It's a vibe. Exactly. Thank you, Lane. I appreciate you for sharing, my friend. It's true. The teacher is inside us all. It's just grace to let it come through me when it does. Exactly, my friend. What? Day 100 is going to be amazing. Yeah. Day 100 is going to be the name stream, I guess. And I feel like I want to actually do some proper preparation. I'm going to type my name out in the actual title as well, so that I don't have to continue repeating it, because I guess I probably will have to. But I also, there's a reason why I'm sharing it, and I'm going to go into a lot of details about the name Meltmore. I'm going to go into details about the name that I have as well, my human name, if you will. And I'm going to also explain why I've chosen for myself a name. At least the value. And I think you know already. Do more, feel more, see more, experience more, give more, forgive more, love more, understand more, listen more, spend more time with our families, and melt more of these experiences, these characteristics, these feelings within inside of ourselves and over ourselves, and melt ourselves into those experiences as well. Yes, dress up for Halloween. Maybe I will, Dan. I look forward to being there with you, my friends. Thank you for the wholesome. You're going to dress up as Thor? No, Lane. No, I think that would be a little bit too on the nose. I'm going to dress up as something else. And I think when the day comes, it's going to be a very intentional dress up as well. It's going, yeah, you'll see. You'll see what I'm going to do. If I get it done, that is the thing. Never dressed up for Halloween. It's so fun. Do it. I will. I will. Like, the reason I've never dressed up for Halloween, actually, Aunt B, is because we don't celebrate Halloween in South Africa. It's seen as the devil's work. Like, if you're going to be, trick or treating, it's like, technically Halloween is a celebration of the Day of the Dead, and I feel the Christian religion definitely has a lot of resentment towards the dead. Like, I feel Christians are the ones that get the most hung up on losing loved ones, interestingly enough. And I'm not projecting, obviously. It's just something that I've noticed. Guys, let's Halloween. Yeah, I look forward to it. Ryan, it's Carly. It's already in the 80s. I went in the pool yesterday. Like, I'm confused a little bit, Jesse. What? When you're on this path, the experiences you're supposed to have, the lessons you're supposed to learn, and the careers that are in alignment with who we are, then come to us. The gifts of awakening are endless. Yes, you're so right, Lee. I couldn't agree more. I really like that. It's got to be good for your brain too. Mm. I think it is. I think it is because you're consciously creating. Again, I don't think Lane was here yesterday, but no, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, right? When we talked about blessings and prayers. So what Lane is technically doing is extending himself in a type of prayer and a type of blessing to those people. Little did you know, Lane. Little did they know the metalhead is sending them love. I have slowly gotten better at accepting compliments. Every time I get one, I view it as a practice. Look the person in the eye and give a genuine but not over the top thanks. Yeah, that is what's most important. Oh, Mel and fam, your energy is so impeccable. You make me laugh and smile. Great start to my day. I love all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Thank you for creating such a beautiful message for me to read. Thank you for feeling into this loving union that we have with each other. I appreciate you so much. Red, you have a great day and enjoy the sun for me here in Montana with snow. I will share pics of it on Discord. I look forward to the pics. You were supposed to send pics yesterday as well, weren't you, Justin? Ryan? I looked for them, but I couldn't find them. Hey man, thank you for joining Red Lux. So, it's actually Hey Whammon. It's Jesse, Lane. One time, a guy at the bar complimented me and asked to buy me a drink. I panicked and my brain was like, tap dance? Tap dance out of here. And that's exactly what I did. Oh, one day I'll take a compliment. I just imagine like someone coming up, like hitting on Jovan, like being like, hey, you're really cute looking. Can I buy you a drink? And she looks at me with like these big eyes, because I know you have big eyes, Jovan. Looks at you with big eyes and then just like awkwardly starts tap dancing, and then starts tap dancing even faster, and just like slowly tap dances away. I think that would be the most hilarious way to get rejected. And I feel now that if I ever do get rejected again, because obviously I'll get rejected, I want her to literally excuse herself in that exact way. Just tap dance away from me. Just the thought in my mind really makes me happy. Thank you for sharing that, Jovan. I love you, my friend. You're beautiful, you're creative, you're expressive, you're loved, you're loving, you're lovable. I appreciate your energy. Know that you are precious, Jovan. Give you all of them compliments. You can't tap dance away now. You're stuck here with me. I guess you could just swipe up, right? And then technically I'm gone again. But now it's too late. You've already heard the compliments. Lane, you should do a Monster Mash remix. I would love to see your creativity with that song. How do you feel about that, Lane? Dave. Yeah, Dave. It would be kind of anticlimactic if my name was like Bob or something like that. Not that the name Bob is anticlimactic, any friends named Bob, but I think it would be like, didn't expect that to happen type of moment. I would love I would love to know how to spell your name right. I love your human name, Dave. Yeah, like my name is not like the biggest thing as well. My name is an Afrikaans name, and on top of that, it's an amalgamation of my other real name, like my birth name. Like technically, the name I've been called my entire life is not the same name I have on my birth certificate. So Yeah. Yeah. And then it's also an Afrikaans name. So it's very difficult for English speaking people to say it exactly the way that I've been saying it my entire life. And yeah, that's just. Uh, I'll talk about this more in detail on the name stream. Mm. Wait, Javon, did you actually tap dance out? I'm just picturing that scene in my mind, and it gave me a good smile. I just ugly giggle so hard at that. Literally me. I love it, Javon. Thank you. I'm happy that it's. What a great mental image. Like all across the board, you have the same reception. It's perfect. That's my embarrassing story. Yeah, I danced my way into another room and was like, "What did I just do?" Tap dancing out. Just tap dance out. Like that is the one thing that we're supposed to be doing. Like you don't have to reject anyone. You just casually tap dance out. Then I actually used to Irish dance. I was the only guy to a class of 20 girls. Irish dancing? Irish dancing? Is it that like for the thing I'm imagining is that way of dancing where you're almost like lifting your skirt and then you're moving your legs a lot. But obviously, if you're a guy dancing that way, I wonder what your expression or the masculine expression of that Irish dance is. Did you stop? Do you still dance? I'm curious, Ryan. I love that, Siobhan. Thank you for sharing. Indeed, my South African friend introduced me to Dacha and Honeybush. I don't know what Honeybush is, but I weet wat Dacha is, tenminste. Irish dancing is so cool, right? I also actually appreciate it. So, how do you guys think the universe got started? I've had people tell me that they believe in the Big Bang Theory, but when I ask them, or what put the matter there in the first place, they don't know what to think. So, what do you all think? So, like, this is going to be at least how I have kind of accepted it, at least in myself, but it's not, me trying to project these things onto you or trying to tell you this is the way it is. But how I believe it kind of started was that there was no little fly, please. There was infinite space, infinite emptiness, infinite nothingness. And then there was God. And God has been and always will be infinite, pure, divine, loving consciousness. And the first thing that God did was create a sphere around himself so that it has an environment to be aware of. After it created the environment to be aware of, it basically gave itself or himself or they self, add your pronoun here, infinite or at least actually finite consciousness and light to experience what is in its immediate surroundings. And then it moved over to the edge of the first circle that it made, or the first sphere that it made, and it made another sphere, moving over to the edge, making another sphere, moving over to the edge, making another sphere, and in so doing, building the flower of life, and in so doing, building the platonic solids, in so doing, creating the very mathematical patterns that make up our entire universe. At least, little mosquito fly thingy, at least that's the way that I think about it, my friend. I have so many embarrassing stories. I live a life of humility. I look forward to hearing more of those embarrassing stories as well, Justin. I understand that a lot of my family and friends, even here in America, never did. Some now that they're older and find their own intentions. It's a difficult practice. It really is a difficult practice. And I feel I've had so many different things that have made me very aware of this intention. And interestingly enough, it started with smoking bud for me. And it's like almost extrapolating itself into more and more parts of my life and giving me more and more information about how I'm supposed to be processing these things. Thor, I love your positive energy, vibes, and wisdom. Thank you, Impossible Knight. Like, eventually, you're gonna get me sued, my friend, by calling me Thor every single time. uh, Meltmore and Thor rhymes as well, so maybe it's just like a small shift. I agree, I only quit because you know how negative people can be in high school. I wish I never quit because I would have went to college for Irish dancing. That would be actually so cool. And again, it was that critical part of inside of ourselves that told you, stop dancing. And yeah, if you didn't listen to it, it could have literally completely changed your life. And I still don't think it was a bad thing, Ryan. I still think the life that you're living right now is perfectly divine in the way that it's being lived. And that's the thing I'm trying to get at as well with this topic, is that it's not necessarily wrong to, be aware of our critical selves, but it is wrong to be critical of our critical decisions as well. Like, we shouldn't be living in a place of lack or a place of fear because of the things that we have or haven't done. We should be completely aware and present for this moment, and that's what's most important. Da, 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 da. Growing up, we did fall festival type activities for Halloween and for New Year's Eve, when we spent our time having fun and fellowship at the church house. That sounds amazing, Aunt B. We had similar sort of things, but not quite that specific. I haven't thought about that. I didn't actually know what the explanation is to the Big Bang to have happened. So, like, the Big Bang to have happened is basically that all matter was infinitely condensed into a single point, and then that single point basically exploded and expanded into everything that is. And yeah, that's like the Big Bang theory. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but that is the gist of it. I have the opposite problem. Whenever I feel compelled to compliment a woman or go for a drink, my brain tap dances it way over to, oh, she doesn't want to be bothered. Yeah, same, Dan. Like, I'm very resistant to talking to women because I also feel the same thing of, like, if she wanted to, initiate a conversation, she's a divine being of her own. She would initiate the conversation herself. I don't need to intrude in her personal space, my agenda, if that makes any sense. Mm. I love that next time I'm gonna tap dance away. You're so amazing human being. She really is. Monster Mash remix. Man, that could be fun. Yes, fun. That is what I meant. Yes, it could be so fun. And who knows? Maybe we'll have it as a like a jam for the morning stream on Halloween day. Let's be real now. Bob is anticlimactic. it would be, it would be. But Dave, I feel as well. And at the end of the day, like, it's just a name. And I have a lot. I have a lot to say about names, my friend. I have a lot to say. Lol, fun time with the fam. That's fun. Exactly. I think you would do so well with it. I look forward to seeing it. Mm. Secular names are interesting to me in correspondence to our personalities. It is. It is. And I'm gonna talk about that as well, actually, on day 100. I don't know. Should I have a countdown for the next 4 days? The name reveal countdown. Who knows? We'll see how it feels. Gonna have some fun time with my family. Oh, you're gonna never live this one down, Lane. It's gonna be fun forever. Hey, brother, it's Paul's Garage. Hey, my friend. Like, it's nice to actually have you in the stream. I've been talking nonsense about you this whole stream. You've missed out so much. No? I'm joking, my friend. Paul's Garage is also one of our streamer friends on Reddit. Know that you're loved, my friend. I'm happy that you're here. So basically, in my understanding, there was a bunch of matter that at some point exploded in the universe we are in. So I'm like looking at it like the universe was an unpopped popcorn kernel, and at one moment in time it exploded. Yeah, basically the gist of it, my friend. Ryan, don't let anything keep you from picking it back up. Keep doing what you love, brother. Yeah, you could always dance. Yes, Melt, I have to catch up with the pictures on Discord. Irish dancing. Keeping your arms straight at your sides is important. Thanks, Javon. I should do it again. Yeah, please do. Please do, Ryan. Why not? They cut off my comment. It's okay, my friend. I understood what you were getting at. I understood. Oh yeah, it was too long. I was just wondering what caused the kernel to pop. Separation, Lane. Separation. It was all, you know, in a single unit, one, and then there was a single moment of separation, and it exploded. You always seem really chill. I love it. Thank you, my friend. I tried to be as chill as possible. I've been, extra paranoid, extra hateful, extra angry, extra just lost for so long. So now is the time to be calm. not to allow myself to get too deep into my own mind anymore. If Disney sues for the Thor stuff, we will just unscrupulously claim that Disney actually owes us money because Thor is our intellectual property. Yeah, well, do the 180 on them, Dan. We'll like go back in time and make sure that we're the ones that actually owns the rights to Thor. We'll like just write our names under the initial comic book, and then we'll be like, yeah, look, see. I'm sorry if you can hear that noise, my friends. Uh, Best I can figure is the creator or God or the highest power put the matter there, and then one point in time came along and they applied heat and boom. That's the thing as well. Like our human minds can't actually comprehend something that vast and beautiful, but we try to. It's one of our human fascinations, actually. Our individual definition of God is unimportant. The development of an understanding that there is a power available to us that is so much bigger than we are, then relentlessly exploring the pursuit of that. I'm sure that's what you meant. I agree completely. I agree completely, Lee. And that is what I see as God as well. It's this pursuit of living in union with God. It's not necessarily identifying God and then being happy that you've identified. Because our egoic minds have this obsession with naming things, and then we think we understand things because we've named them. But it's not true. It's not true. Thor is also the Nordic myth. Oh yeah, I don't think Disney can own that, right? You might actually be right, Ryan. Now that you mention it, I think you might actually be right. Anyway, you get it. I do get it, my friend. I do get it. God is a pyromaniac. He made the first firework. There we go. Typos trigger me. They can. Do you have SwiftKey? I think you would appreciate it if you really get irked by typos. SwiftKey has been something that helped me a lot, actually. I love all of our different names. It makes me so happy learning everyone's individual, unique names. It makes me happy as well, my friend, and that's why it's important for me to remember them. And that's also why I feel it's important for me to share my name with you, because I am not expecting you to tell me your names, but some of you have told me your names. So I feel it's only fair if I tell you my name as well. Even though I don't want you to use my real name, because I feel that is the name that was given to me and I didn't have any choice in that creation. And now, since I'm actively and intentionally creating, I did so under a chosen intentional name as well. Names. I'm gonna have a lot to say actually on that stream. I'm looking forward to it. If I could give live comments gold. Yeah, it is a good one. Thank you, Lane, for your creation, my friend. I honestly love my name. It's Ryan Joseph Sheenan, which means little prince. That's what my dad told me. You're a big prince, Ryan. Always know that, my friend. Yes, have a countdown. We'll have a countdown then, my friend. That's a great name, Ryan. It is so great to love your name as well. I agree. And every single time you say, I have a lot of things to say about names, but I'll try and contain it because it wants to melt outside of me. I love my name because it is both my name and not my name. It's not going to explain further right now because I prefer to be known as only Lane. There we go. I'm curious as well to what you mean. Maybe we'll talk about it on the name stream, Lane. My full name is a mouthful. Now I'm even more curious as well. We'll share all of this information. I look forward to it. Uh, was it separation or desire or something else entirely? You see, like, okay, Lane. So, like, Aaron, now you're bringing something up in my field of consciousness that I'm very aware of as well, because I believe the reason that everything is because God created out of the desire to create, right? But when He created, I believe that separation could be like almost this explosion of the universe. Like God created everything that is, or everything around Himself, and then a piece of that infinite source like separated itself and then kind of realized that it was separate and then exploded, spreading that infinite goo of God into thousands and millions and billions and trillions, and enter unfathomable number here, tiny little points in our entire universe, and we are those points. Maybe it was love. Yeah, it could have been love as well. That's the thing. It's difficult to wrap our heads around it, Aaron. Maybe we're not supposed to. My name is my username. Just mine is my middle name. Yeah, and I actually appreciate it, Edmund, because now I always know. I always know. Thank you, Justin. I'm very proud of my name. You'll still be Meltmore. Ah, cha-ching! Thank you, Justin. I'm appreciating you. I can't see you. I can't not see you as Melt. His name is Alan Watts. Maybe in a previous life, my friend. You'll always be Meltmore. I'm still excited to learn your real name. I look forward to sharing it with you, my friends. They can only own their creative look on Thor. Yeah, that's true. So I wouldn't be able to have the exact Mjolnir that they use in the show and the exact outfit probably, but I would be able to be Thor. Have a great day, all you amazing people. Until next time. Until next time, Lee. I look forward to seeing you, my friend. Have a beautiful day as well. Bye, Lee. Goodbye, friend. See you, Lee. And thank you for the hugs, my friend. I appreciate every single one of you so infinitely much. Thank you for being a part of this divine moment that we're experiencing right now. Know that you are loved, loving, lovable, and loved forever and always, and that you're worthy of love, my friends. I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.